my prayers were always, God, to let me go back and be a part of my family. Years later, I found out my family's prayer was, God, I hope he doesn't die. I started life here in Salt Lake City. This is my hometown, and I grew up here. It's a great place to be a little boy. Back in the 70s and the 80s, we played baseball and we played football, and life was good, and I had a lot of dreams, a lot of ideas about, the world and where I was going to go and what I was going to be. At 11 years old, I lost my father in an automobile accident, and that really, knocked the wind out of my sail. At the age of 17, I was diagnosed with bone cancer. I can remember coming into the hospital once, and I was in really bad pain, and they gave me a shot of Demerol. And, instantly I loved the world. I felt that euphoria, and, I began to chase that. We didn't talk about what was going on in our house, and what I really believed was that everybody else had these perfect cookie-cutter lives. And, here I am with no dad, now I got cancer, I have a single mom, I just don't fit in. I had this hole. And I would wake up in the morning, and my number one thought would be, I need to fill that hole. The thing with the addiction in that is then when it ceases to be a luxury and becomes a necessity, I have to have that to even get out of the house, to function. I didn't understand how other people in the world lived without drugs and alcohol. From about 18 until 35, I don't think I went a day without getting drunk, maybe one. I couldn't get enough booze into my body. I was throwing up. My head was just going a million miles an hour. I didn't know what to do. I didn't like me. I didn't like what I had become. I didn't like what had happened. I didn't like some of the stuff I had done. August 1st of 2014, it was a Friday, and I walked back in the door. I'll never forget, there was a gentleman that worked there. His name was Cody. He was a resident manager, but he was also an addict, and I'll never forget that he told me that he loved me and that he was glad to see me. And I didn't love myself, and maybe it was just that enough to, to let me know that, somebody still cares about you, because they truly did, and they truly meant it. I didn't know that was the beginning of a new life for me. My job is a peer support specialist. I'm the hope dealer. My job is to give these guys hope. It's to use my lived experience to show them that they can turn their life around, that they can change. I do a lot of one-on-one coaching, but I run a lot of groups, and we do the whole health, from our financial, social, physical, our spiritual, all these things that need healing, and so we do a lot of different groups. The one thing I want to tell everybody is that everybody there is somebody's son, somebody's dad, somebody's cousin. These people have been loved. And they're smart people. They're from welders to truck drivers to medical professionals. So these folks are human beings, and they want out. They just don't know how to do it. We've dug a hole to where, we just don't see how am I going to dig my way back out. And that's what detox does. We give them that first door. We give them that dignity. We make them feel like they are worth it. But we can plant those seeds, and we can surround them with the possibility of recovery. When somebody says, hey, I just saw my daughter for the first time in 5 years, and if it hadn't been for you guys, that wouldn't have happened. You know, what a cool thing. No matter how far down the scale we've gone, we can and we do recover. You know, it starts just today. It starts today at Detox. It starts today by staying sober just one day at a time. None of our stories have been written. And so these guys are writing a new story, an ending they didn't think they would ever have. And that's a cool thing.